TalkTales.
Hello and welcome to TalkTales, a comedy podcast exploring stories from behind and beyond the bar. We're your hosts. I'm Shauna.
And I'm Matt.
There's so many things that are happening.
Yeah, fair amount of things.
A bunch of things?
Fair amount.
I got a bunch of things. I've just been busy. And I got a story. I had something that happened this week.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Because sometimes things happen, sometimes things don't happen. And this weekend, something happened.
Something did happen.
Something did happen.
Regale us.
All right. Brace yourselves, everyone. I hope you have something to drink. Because we do. And let's back up. So working Kohl's downtown, DTLA, baby. And there was a gentleman who came in with a group of friends. They were having a good old time. Not suspect of anything. Like, we didn't think anything of it. But after they were sitting there for a second, security guard comes in. One of the best guys ever. Shout out to this security guard. You know who you are. Love ya. And he comes and goes, dude, just like pay attention. That guy's been drinking. Probably don't want to serve him anymore. We're like, cool, noted. Not going to serve him anymore. Luckily, we didn't have to get in a confrontation at the bar, right? Talked about before, sometimes if you have to do the cutoff situation at the bar, it can get a little crazy. People get a little offended. People throw punches. People throw up, you know, the things.
A lot of throwing involved.
Yeah, like people don't like being cut off. So thankfully, this wasn't the situation at hand that I'm talking about. But the situation at hand was he left on his own free will. We only gave him a beer. Perfect. And he left. You know, that's when you get to take a deep breath. You're like, whew, dodge a bullet. Don't have to deal with him. He's out. He's gone. Somebody else's problem. We don't know what's going to happen the rest of the night for this guy, but it's not our problem. It's out of our hands. And we always hope for the best, but sometimes that doesn't happen. So what we didn't realize was until we heard a big slam on the side of the window was he didn't leave as graciously as we thought. He left kind of as a butthole. So this whole fight happens amongst our security guard, the best, and we watch this whole thing go down through like peering through those slats of the windows,
like little children ready for Santa Claus.
Like little children or like little pussies that didn't want to get involved. And but then all the other security guards, because we work on this block.
Same.
Live, work, same shit. All the security guards of the bars that are on this block kind of have like signals, and they know when to help each other out. And so all the other security guards came to help our security guard out, and we watched him, and he had him in a headlock, and then from the headlock they tackle him down to the ground on his stomach, and his hippie hair was like hanging in his face, and he looked so sad. And they had him in handcuffs. They handcuffed him. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite parts of the whole scenario that went down with this was he's like laying on the ground screaming like a banshee. And we're like, why is he screaming like that? Or like, he's like, I'm going to get away from the microphone for this. But he's like, all the people in the area of downtown, of the vicinity, they all come to watch this guy get tackled to the ground and handcuffed, and as he's throwing this fit, and they're all taking pictures of him and videotaping him with their iPhones and, you know, cellular phones and all that stuff. They're telling him, they're like, calm down, man, calm down, take a deep breath, just count to 10, man, chill out. Like, everyone's like rooting for him to like chill out, but he's not having it at all. He's like having a complete meltdown, you know. Anyways, the police come, they take him away. Everything calms down. I go outside and I'm like, dude, what happened? First of all, you're badass as a motherfucker. You like handle that like killer. And okay, so basically the guy left the bar, you know, from the one beer we served him, walked out the door, turned a quick left where the security guard was sitting on his little post that he's just like chilling, minding his business basically. And right before he walks up the steps to get to the street level, he like walks by and like open hand slaps our security guard in the face.
Smart decision.
Now, little backstory about our security guard. He, you know, I think he's around 60 years old, built like a freaking like tank. He's got to be like 250 pounds, like all muscle. His arm muscles are larger than my head. And he used to be a bodyguard for Tupac in the 90s and also worked for the LAPD, like on special forces during that entire like decade of
policing.
Yeah, policing, which was really insane in that time. And he's like an ex...
military man of some sort?
I want to say what's the one, like, I don't know the military stuff.
Army, Marine.
Marine.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Marine.
We'll go for it.
I'm saying Marine. And so, yeah, this guy is like a machine. If something's going to go down, he's got it down. But he's like the kindest person ever and so crazy, amazing, and intelligent. And we always have the best conversations. He's one of my favorite people. So it was like, get him, Brian, get him, 1, 2, like, kind of like, and I'm like, no.
Like calling an old-timey boxing match. He gives him a left, he gives him a right.
Yeah, and me behind, like, the slats of the window.
Yeah, like a little child. Get him.
Just get him, yeah. So, anyways, he, like, handled it. The guy got arrested. But, like, long story short, or long story long, I don't know how long this has been taking, don't slap your security guard,
or a security guard.
Okay, I mean, okay, I'll condone like a slapping of a, like, if it's necessary, or like if it's like you did something bad, you're like, you're an asshole, slap or something, you know. Which I don't even know if that's necessary. You can talk everything through. Talking is a very powerful tool. Don't slap your security guard. They're here to like look out for you, and that's their whole job is like look out, make sure everyone's okay. So don't be the one that's not okay and slap him.
Yeah, because it will not be okay for you.
So yeah, that was my incident of the week.
Nice. Mine was not that as involved.
Well, what do you got, Matt?
So this past weekend we had, we're kind of in a pretty nice little area of Silver Lake, and it's rare that we have any type of issues. But our security guy was out front, and this kind of homeless guy or transient person walks up to him and is like, "Hey, can I get one of your pens? I need to write my rhymes." Our the restaurant has a side entrance that opens up into the dining area, and you can get to the bar from the back, essentially. So this guy walks away from our bouncer, somehow figures out that he can come through the back, and he comes into the bar, and we're serving, so it's two bartenders, and we don't notice him because we didn't know about the incident, really. But I'm in the furthest well from where the back entrance is, and my other bartender sees this happen. The guy walks up to a dude who's signing a check, takes the pen out of his hand and like writes something down, and then turns to the guy who's just like, "What's happening?" He's like, "Who the hell are you?" And then takes the pen and just walks out the front door. And the guy's like, "What is going on?" I just got robbed of a pen, I think. But it was just so random, like, "Who the hell are you?" Yeah,
I think that's hilarious. Like, nope, not going to help me here. I'm going to go around the back.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to take some random guy's pen and call him out, being like, "You're an asshole."
The guy's
and
like
then
signing his check, and he just like, whoop. Right then calls him out like, "What are you doing here?" Like,
that guy's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wonder who
it was
he
a
is.
Fun little story.
That's great.
Yeah.
And he was so quick that no one could do anything about it.
Yeah, he just like left. He like knew what he wanted, did it, and then left.
I want to hear his rhymes.
Yeah, I know.
They're
Presumably he's
probably
writing
amazing.
them somewhere.
Oh my God. If we could find that guy and find his rhymes. One time I was
I'll guarantee you'll steal something from here.
This real quick, that reminded me of the time that I was bartending actually in Silver Lake, and a guy came in off the bus and he was schizophrenic, and I'm kicking myself to this day because he was telling me about his experiences as being a schizophrenic, and he wanted a water or a soda, and he was trying to trade me his journals for like a beverage, like even a water, because he didn't have any money. And I was like, dude, I don't want to take your journals. Those are really important. There's no way I'm taking those from you, you know? But yeah, I'll get you whatever you want. I'll buy you a drink, like whatever. You're like, and I sat there and talked to him for a while, and he was so interesting and batshit crazy to social standards. But I was like, I should have took him up on it. I should have got one of his journals because I'm sure it was incredible.
God.
If I ever see that guy again, I'm taking his journal.
It's like it has no idea what's happening.
Oh man. So yeah, that's like a little bit about like,
some good stories.
Our lives this week and kind of the terroir that we like bartend in, you know. And speaking of terroir, we are sipping on something that brings me into where I grew up.
Ooh.
In the terroir that I grew up in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Our sponsor this week is something that's near and dear to my heart. I'll just get kind of into it. We have St. George Spirits as our sponsor this week, which, oh, man. Thank
Heavy
you.
hitter, yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorites of all time. And we've got to interview Lance before, and we're super stoked that they're supporting us. So thank you, St. George. And a little bit about them. They are located in Alameda, smack dab in the Bay Area of California. They are independently operated and, I can't read my writing, innovative.
Independently innovative. There you go.
I have no idea. Extraordinary. I don't even know what that word is. It looks like a V and an E and an X and T. And
Very extraordinary.
I have no idea what I wrote there. Not only do they have the terroir gin that we're sipping on right now, they also have an amazing catalog that includes single malt whiskey, agricole rum, absinthe. Yeah, they're making absinthe. Multiple gins, vodkas, liqueurs. And they basically kick ass and take all names as far as the spirit world goes.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, St. George, Lance, and everyone involved in that product, because we're happy campers.
Yeah, it's delicious.
And campers know what terroir is, because it's like camping. It's like drinking a campsite.
So they say. This gin is way better than that, just as of note.
And so, yeah, what we are drinking is an incredible cocktail that our mixtress came up with, and she really thought the process through of like where everything was coming from. So Adele, our mixtress, is here.
Guess who's back?
Just back again?
Boom! Our mixtress, Boom, is here. She always knows just what to make. She'll pour, she'll stir, she'll even shake. What she serves is what you'll drink, and when she's done, you just can't think. 'Cause you're drunk. Boom!
Did somebody say terroir?
I did.
I did.
Yeah, this is I actually got introduced to this gin by Shauna because she was like, dude, this smells like home. Her being from Santa Cruz, and I'm like, dude, your home smells delicious. And I actually really, really fucking love this gin. This is one of the bottles that no matter what, you'll always find at my house. And for this cocktail, we were talking about it, and just like Shauna always says that it smells like Santa Cruz in a glass bottle, and I agree. And it also like when we talked about making this cocktail, we talked about only using ingredients that are like have something or some relation to do with California. So we're going to do a simple martini just to highlight the spirit itself. But we infused the martini with chanterelle mushrooms, which are foraged from California, Northern California. Then we use some citrus, because that's also a very California thing, just a citrus oil. And gin, just very, very simple, very straightforward. We did a little bit of absinthe rinse, which is also from St. George. You mentioned that before, and it's delicious. And yeah, it's very simple. This gin is super, super botanical. It's like sage and laurel, and it just smells like a Christmas tree. I grew up in the desert, so like for me, camping is a very special thing. I don't do it often. I didn't grow up around trees or anything, just like sand dunes and snakes.
And yeah, nice. A little bit of danger.
a little bit of danger, a lot of heat. And so it smells, to me, it smells like camping, which I love. I don't do often though, so I just rather drink this gin. Right. Actually, I hate the outdoors, so I just rather drink this gin and not go camping, to be entirely honest.
There we go.
With you
It's a
guys.
good alternative.
Yeah. But yeah, we're starting to sponsor, and thank you guys. Enjoy. Cheers.
Thank you. We are.
So awesome. Thank you so much, Adele, for like putting all that thought process into that cocktail. We appreciate it. St. George appreciates it. And our mouths appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Speaking of mouths and talking and stories, we have a guest tonight.
we do. And golly, I'm so excited about it.
Oh boy.
My, oh my. Let's get right into this introduction. This is a friend of mine, somebody I've known for, I want to say a couple of years now. And this is somebody who's, I say, is influential in the cocktail world of Los Angeles. Has worked at an amazing bar in Los Angeles, cocktail bar that's really,
It's a constant.
yeah, constant, and is well known nationwide. I would even say maybe internationally. So, without further ado, we have Mikki Kristola. Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
So, Mikki, you have been up to everything right now.
Yes, up to my ears.
And I didn't introduce where and before where, because I always like to leave that up to the guests if they would like to introduce where they work, because sometimes stories complicate the location.
Yeah, totally. So I recently have left my long-standing senior bar shift at the Varnish to open up a new bar inside Union Station in downtown LA. It's called the Streamliner.
Yes.
That's connected to a brewery that also just opened up from the same kids that are making beer for Arts District Brewing Company. But we had this bee in our bonnet years ago that we love the cocktails that we make at Varnish, and there's a lot that goes into them, and they take a while, and then there's a kind of heaviness that goes with making the drinks. we kind of wanted to get the same product, but streamline it for lack of a better term, and just get you a faster cocktail
at the same quality.
And for probably a little bit of a price discount. So
yep.
Yeah. So I think we've succeeded in that. That was the brainchild for opening this place, and that's our concept behind it.
One would say a streamlined concept.
Well, it's very streamlined.
Nice.
Push my glasses.
I feel like with the name you can pun that one a lot.
Yeah.
We were gonna do pun not intended, but it is pun intended. It's the name just it fits for what we are trying to do, or we are doing.
And so I have been there. I went there for the opening party of the Streamliner and in Union Station. And Mikki, you actually told me some of the history of Union Station, which I had no idea. And anyone who's never been to Los Angeles, this is a space that is incredible. I don't think I've ever walked into a bar, brewery, distillery, and had to stop and sit back and say, wow.
Yeah.
It's a part of history.
Yeah. It's, first of all, the Fred Harvey House is, as it's called, the Harvey House, is the main restaurant area that you walk into when you walk in. And it's huge, vaulted ceilings. It's meant to look like the inside of a whale. Like it's got some ribbing on the top that kind of look like whale bones. It's beautiful, like faux Navajo flooring, booths everywhere, banquet booths everywhere. A huge bar in the middle that's just been redone and gorgeous. It was originally built in 1939. Fred Harvey built a lot of his restaurants, which were kind of like quick service. So he built them along train routes, which was very smart of him. So you get off the train, have a quick meal with your family or whatever, and then get back on your train.
Turn and burn.
Yeah. The issue that he found after opening that place in 1939 was that there were GIs coming through Los Angeles because of World War II. They were on their way, throughout the Pacific, and Union Station in Los Angeles was a main hub for that. And so they built a sidebar, which you'll tell by the floor inside the Streamliner is actually the outside tiling.
Huh.
They enclosed the breezeway to our bar in 1941 to build an extra bar for all the GIs who didn't want to have a quick meal and leave. They had time to kill until their next train somewhere for their next deployment. So they had a place to drink and smoke.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't notice that. I wish next time I'm in, I'm going to look at the floor now.
Yeah. And there's only little bit that we could actually change from it because it's all part of historic.
Pretty Art Deco in style, right? Or
the Fred Harvey room is. We are actually Streamline Modern, which actually also...
Oh,
damn it. Streamline.
It makes sense.
Yes. It's a very long bar, but there's beautiful fluid walls almost, and just these little details. So it's like bubble glass on the booths.
And you guys didn't change any of the aesthetic of it. It's been there.
We couldn't change it. So we could throw some paint on. And the booths, we reupholstered to go for like a kind of color. And the bar, actually, we couldn't change either because that's historic. Doors to the front are these beautiful copper, almost like a tufted copper. You put the little, like a couch with the little buttons in there. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So those have been redone. They're not original because the wood was rotted.
Ooh.
Yeah. Not really good for security to keep
the
door. It's rotted.
Let me in. Smash it, foot goes through the door.
Oh, well, that was easy. And the center of the bar is all original as well, which if you go in, it's beautiful glass, and there's like just a stunning bar.
Long overdue for me to go.
It seriously is.
Pretty new.
I'm excited for you. And I love going there. It makes me feel magically whisked away to like a bygone era, but then also like incredibly modern too. And specifically what you guys are doing behind the bar, the aesthetic is like preserved, which is incredible, but you guys are doing something that's very highly modern. And I do know about certain bars that are streamlining like cocktails into kegs, pre-batching. We've all been doing this for some time now. You guys are doing it a little different though.
A little bit.
I want to talk about that process because when I came in there, one thing you may or may not know about Mikki is she likes martinis.
That's true.
And she makes an amazing martini. And that's why when I went in, I ordered a martini because I was like, okay, if everything's
and how
being
fast
batched,
did you get it?
It was so streamlined fast. I couldn't even I couldn't even see it coming.
So the thing, if you order, so I loved working at Varnish. I loved my tenure there. Our martinis, we loved making them. They just take so much time. To get a martini in seconds, it was like a revelation. Like, why aren't we doing this? This is so great because it's just math. It's putting together your ingredients, the right dilution, and getting it the right temperature, and it should be ready to serve. It takes a little of the theatricality out of it, but to get a drink in your hand in seconds, I think that's a great. I mean, I'll take that.
Much less a martini.
And it's an everybody wins scenario.
Yeah.
Because, okay, maybe you're not going through the theatrics of stirring, but ultimately, what's everyone's main goal when they go to a bar?
To have a drink in your hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's everyone's main goal of a bartender behind the bar?
Put a drink in my hand.
The more drinks you put out, the more money we make.
Yeah.
So, and especially if it's done in a beautiful way, and still people are wowed. That's tips in pocket, which is awesome. And that's what we're all here for. And
hey, the faster you chug that martini, you can go catch your train,
dude.
Yeah, jeez.
Really
martini that's in my hand in seconds is a dangerous thing.
Yes.
I do have to tell you that the martini at Streamliner, the batched martini, I was like, we'll see about this. I was a little skeptical because I've had the batched cocktails before,
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, they're drinkable. I'm happy. I'm have a drink in my hand. But that's not the case at the Streamliner. The case of the Streamliner is I'm happy. I have a drink in my hand, and then you sip it, and you're like, you motherfuckers! How the
holy shit
did you do that? How did you do that? And so I don't know if you want to give up secrets, but if you want to let any kind of a process of where you guys' mind thought or your mission at Streamliner and how that works is really genius.
I think what we wanted to do is take our favorite cocktails that we have at a classic cocktail, our favorite classic cocktails that we make at the Varnish, and figure out a way to make those quickly and without wasting a lot of ingredients. Like our blended drinks, they're blended but better. Sorry.
Nice
Typically, if you make a daiquiri, you mix lime juice, simple syrup, rum, and then you put a block of ice in there and you shake it and you shake it and you shake it, and then you dump it out in a glass and you pray that it's diluted enough, you pray that it's cold enough, but you serve it, right? So we've taken the exact measurement of lime juice with the measurement of dilution that you would get through shaking it, and the sweetener, the little bit of sugar in there, and frozen that in a block.
What?
So that at the end of the night, you're not throwing out any juice. We're using all of the things that we're getting. We get our juices from Juicy, which is awesome.
Boom.
Hey, Juicy.
Shout out.
So we get the quantities that we want. We're doing our part to not waste a lot of ingredients.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then we take that block, and if someone orders a daiquiri, we put that in a little milkshake tin, put up whatever rum they want on top, or our rum, our choice. We like the mint daiquiri. It's kind of refreshing, so we throw a little mint in there. And then we take an immersion blender, and we blend your drink.
You do a hand immersion blender?
A hand immersion blender.
In the tin?
And once it's blended, it's ready to go. Put in a frozen glass. It's so cold.
Oh, my gosh.
It's not icy because it's not like a blended drink where you're, you add so much ice in those that it ends up just icy. It's not icy.
And then at a certain point, you're just drinking water.
Right. Yeah. Kind of weird water. Yes. I mean, that was a revelation to start making those just freezing blocks and seeing what works.
That's amazing.
That's so cool. I've been on a daiquiri kick lately, so.
Oh, there you go. That's your
Martinis
next stop.
and daiquiris? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, this is the stop. It's the bartender stop. It's wait, I get all the things I love in quality in a speedy time. Boom. Forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I plan to forget all those drinks I'm drinking.
After all those drinks,
yeah,
for sure.
I've also made a little snack program to go along with the drinks too, because I feel like it's really important to snack on things when you're drinking. And they're all without utensil, portable as well. If you want to take, grab a drink and head on your train and take something to go.
Cool.
I encourage that as well, or have a snack at the bar.
Awesome.
That's great.
For any listeners that do visit LA and maybe are taking the train through Union Station, it is not directly in the main terminal. It is what would you say? That's
adjacent?
South. There's a little courtyard. I guess that'd be south.
Yeah.
So the main terminal has all those beautiful wooden benches. And if you're walking out toward Alameda, you'll notice like Trax is there, and there's a creperie right now. But if you exited the courtyard to your left, which would be south, you'll notice a huge wall of windows, and it says restaurant, and that is the brewery. That was the Fred Harvey restaurant. Streamliner, if you'll just peek your head to the left a little, you'll see these gleaming copper doors, and that's us. But you can also get inside our bar through the brewery.
Nice. The brewery, and the fact that you've built all that in, because my dad and I used to go to Union Station pretty frequently, because when I was a kid, we just hop on a train, and then we'd take one of the lines to the end. And worst case scenario, it's like a fun little ride.
Yeah.
Where you go to Universal or something like that. So it was a blast. But we never ate. We never did any of those like little bar things or anything. We'd always just roll through.
Well, nothing was in there since the 60s.
Okay, so
It sat there as is since the 60s, untouched until now.
Yeah.
no way.
It's
I
like
didn't realize
it's
it was
a preserved little like specimen of the past that's just sat there.
Oh.
But you were explaining why it was untouched.
I mean, there's a lot of hands that are involved in Union Station. There's Metro, there's Historic. There's a lot of hands in there, and I think they were just looking for the right tenant, I guess. And it worked out.
And the timing's perfect too. For this cocktail scene.
Yeah, it's been used a lot for filming, I'm sure, in those past 50 years or so.
And that's like sustained it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But I'm glad that they gave somebody else a chance, because now everyone gets to enjoy it.
Well, it's brought back to what it originally was intended as. I mean, it's a beer hall now rather than like a sit-down restaurant, but it's bringing people together, which that main room is meant for that. It's gorgeous, and it's...
Such an asshole.
The
Ambi, the podcast dog, likes to fuck with us.
yeah, just opening doors on her own.
Okay. I think she's trying, what she wants to do is like guard. Here, go guard. You can go guard.
Nah.
No? You okay? Did you do your job? Okay, you did a good job. Okay, I'm gonna shut this then. Anyone who's listening, go check it out. Go check out Union Station, the Streamliner, the brewery. You're not gonna be disappointed at all. But we are here for a specific reason.
Stories?
Yeah, stories!
Yeah. I love stories.
I love stories too.
So if you let's kind of settle down, grab yourself a drink. We're still sipping on ours, and let's go into this crazy, insane world of bartending with this story.
Oh. Speaking of cutting people off.
What?
Bringing that in.
Okay, so I'm of this mind. I love hospitality, and as a bartender, it's nice to be hospitable, but also it's not our own house party. It's not like it's a joy. It's not a joy to be there every night. It is work. And if you're at your own house, you can have people leave. But if you're working at a bar, you have your open hours, and you can't make people leave for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You have to be there.
Yeah.
Open hours.
You're stuck.
You're there if you cry. You're
right.
You're
It's
happy,
like, buck up, go make another old fashioned.
If somebody
cry
throws
into the
something,
glass.
if somebody throws something at you,
Right.
you have to wash yourself off and then continue to work.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot we put up with that we wouldn't at a house party that was our own.
Mm-hmm.
We have a last call for a reason. Everyone wants to go home. We have a last call so that we can get the patrons out. We can start cleaning. You should go home. We need to get home. And we had, I can't recall if it was like a New Year's or if it was just another Friday night, but it was just after 2. And the law says, glasses out of hands, you're done. Like, no more serving, nothing.
Yeah, that's
Patrons have to leave.
That's California law.
Yeah.
It's you have the legal right to take the beer out of the person's hand. You are not allowed to drink that beer after 2 o'clock.
Yes. And I was working with another gentleman behind the bar, and lights are up. It's after 2, and this guy in a suit is standing at the bar, large guy. And he's like, just want a glass of water. And we're like, sorry, man. Like, we literally cannot serve you anything. Please, security's right here. Like, we gotta go. And he's like, I just want a fucking glass of water. And we're like, ah. So my gentleman buddy pours my glass of water. He drinks it and then throws the glass at him.
What are you doing?
Exactly. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Jesus
He
Christ.
physically throws the glass at him.
Yep, it hits the side wall. Like it went straight through the air, shattered against the back wall. Luckily, it didn't hit anyone.
Oh my God.
And I have a little chip on my shoulder from that. And I'm like, I will stick with my guns. I will not serve anything after 2.
That was like a learning
That was a
experience.
Yeah, because you never know.
Right. Like, you could suddenly turn into an asshole. More of an asshole.
Well,
Yeah,
I kind of think
like an assault situation.
I feel
Yes.
like that's a very specific situation as to where if you're a bartender and you say something, you say, this is the rules or this is what's happening right now, and somebody disagrees with it and argues with you, it's like that is the situation if somebody's drunk and it's not going to go in a good way.
Right.
That's how I see it. Is like that guy,
Worst
it didn't
case, right.
matter. It didn't matter. He was going to,
Worst case scenario, he wouldn't have had a glass of water and he would have left.
Yeah.
I would assume.
yeah.
But then giving into something, he wants to show he's a big, strong man, that he got his way or whatever.
Yeah. And nearly hurt somebody very badly.
Yeah.
Like,
What? So what
Jesus.
was the outcome of that? What happened? The security guard bust him out, or
Yeah. It's like, oh, time to go. You think?
It's very calm for what just occurred.
yeah? Because if that was a household situation like you're mentioning before, if somebody did that at your house, you'd be like, clean that up, you child. Like, what are you doing? You don't throw a glass in my house. You need
That's
to
a
clean
very
that up,
passive-
and you need to leave. Like, you've had too much. It's time to go, sir.
And you're not invited to any more of my parties.
Yeah, and you can't come anymore because you're a big jerk.
And that's the best case scenario. You get like 5 of your house guest friends to knock that guy out and take him out.
That's true.
Because that's like a no holds bar situation. Like you're gonna punch somebody or hit somebody like that. Like that's not cool.
People can't get very, very
Also,
violent.
what are you serving at your house parties?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, why is it so violent?
Boxing gloves? And,
Yeah.
like, they don't want
You
boxing
gotta
gloves
serve some
on
lasagna or
and
something. Like, get a base.
Yeah.
a pasta base. Ooh, lasagna. I love
House party lasagna.
Well, and I love the red sauce in lasagna. It's one of my favorite sauces. Any Italian red sauce, and anything that's like juicy, and which it makes me think of Bloody Marys too. You know, and it's interesting that we started talking about this.
What's that? Oh God! Came out of nowhere. Just right sitting across from me.
Our special guest here,
Specialist of guests.
I'm not sure what that means, but I caught Matt off guard.
You know
there.
what? I don't know either. I'll have to think on it.
So, I'm sorry, Matt. I want to apologize because I'm kind of a dick because I got this email from our guest. This was, I'd say, maybe a month and a half ago.
Yeah, 2 months.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2 months. And this is, I didn't introduce you before, so you might have.
Yeah, it was weird.
You may have thought
when we were
this was
eating,
just.
he was just staring at me.
Yeah, and you may have just thought this was like a glass of something that we were admiring. I don't know. But this is Bloody Mary. This is the real Bloody Mary. And Bloody Mary contacted me about 2 months ago. And oh my God, what is she doing? Hey.
Yeah, it was just the glass was just staring at me this whole time when we were upstairs.
Oh yeah. And so I apologize. I didn't introduce you because I just thought maybe you would know who this is. But yeah, we have Bloody Mary herself.
Hey kids, how you doing?
So well, Bloody Mary. I'm really happy you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
So let's give listeners a little background of what's going on here. So, Bloody Mary, you contacted me via email 2 months ago.
Yes.
And do you want to let listeners know what your whole mission was about contacting TalkTales the Podcast?
Yeah, I got a little bit of a song about it. Oh, you may have heard tales of a mirror and possibly a queen. These are the facts, and let me tell ya, there ain't nothing in between. I'm the true Bloody Mary that no one seems to know. I'm here to tell you the truth. That's why I came here on the show. My name ain't Bloody Ruth. Now sit back, relax, there's no need to think. Hope you got some time. I'll tell you why I am this drink. Does the end of the song have to rhyme? Oh, I did it! Oh, great! Perfect!
Whoa!
Yeah, zing zing. That was
How catchy.
a little ditty and a half.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed that. And okay, I understand now, listeners. I hope you do.
I think it's fairly clear. I have a motive, and it is direct. We need to talk about, well, it's not super important. I just wanted to be here, meet you guys, and talk about me, Bloody Mary. But we can talk about whatever.
Well, no, you're here. You took time. You traveled how far?
Oh, millions of miles.
Yeah.
But I'm very small, so miles seem bigger. I'm not sure.
That's true. You stand about 6 inches high.
6.5. Thank
Oh,
you.
oh, I'm
nice.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
How dare you
No.
assume?
I came across town. I took a bus. I wanted to talk about the benefits of Bloody Marys, the myths of Bloody Marys, the benefits of Bloody Marys.
There's twice the benefits.
Twice. You can have them at night. You can have them in the morning. Society's not gonna judge you, Bloody Marys.
Bartenders might.
That's. I got a bone to pick with the three of you.
How do you feel
Oh.
about clamato?
Clamato, schlamato. I'm not here for no clamato. I want organic Trader Joe's tomato juice.
Trader
Bare
Joe's.
minimum. Bare minimum. I live next to a Trader Joe's. I just like it.
No, nice.
So that's what you drink?
I mean, if I can get it. Sometimes you gotta settle for V8. But so you wanna go for that.
I'm very curious as to how you get around as the Bloody Mary.
Hopping. I just upward momentum.
Do you put yourself in a sippy cup?
That's usually the best. You want a lid, a container, so when you hop, you can bounce. It's a little difficult getting on buses because they have stairs. Luckily, I got Benny. Benny only works 4 days a week, but Benny picks me up. Like literally, like he uses his hands and he sets me on the bus. The other bus drivers, they're gonna be hop, but Benny, he knows what's up.
I have a feeling that Benny has partaken in a Bloody Mary or two.
Benny is an alcoholic, and that's fine. I wanted to get back. I wanted to talk about what you said about bartenders.
Yes.
Not,
yeah.
Not liking me. I get that. And I understand it, and it's nonsense. Don't be able to make it if you're not prepared. I was at an Irish pub one time, and I said, give me one of me. The bartender said, are you fucking kidding me? And I said, yeah, I want one of me. He was like, I don't want to make that. And I said, you gotta. And he did, and he called me a fuckface.
I mean, that's pretty
With
rude. I would
love?
never do that to anyone. But
I
like,
was a regular. I did know him very well. I took it as a compliment. He was an old Irish man.
Oh, he
What
was
an old
just,
Irish man says.
joshing you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll say I used to work in an Irish pub and work brunch, and I made the best of you.
I believe.
I bought pepper jack cheese for you in the morning. I skewered some pepperoncini for you.
The
Oh my
weird
God.
Styled
better.
your hair.
Yes. Oh, I feel beautiful already just thinking about it.
So my question is that okay? You claim to be the Bloody Mary. You're the original Bloody Mary.
Yes.
There's no questions of the Queen. There's no questions of the
I
mirror.
don't have nothing against Protestants or Catholics. Nothing to do with Mary Queen of Scots. We're doing fine. I'm not a ghost. I don't know who started that. It might have been Hemingway. He was a real fuckwit. But no, I've never been a ghost. I've never shown up at a slumber party. I don't think that would be appropriate. Oh, they're like, hey kids, I'm in your mirror. I got vodka.
That'd be-
Oh my God! Could you imagine if
That'd be
that's
quite
what showed up?
That'd be an
Bloody
involved
Mary, Bloody
party.
Mary, right?
Yeah, it's like, let's instead of doing hair, let's just make Bloody Marys.
Could you imagine like a 7-year-old with a Bloody Mary bar? They're like, here's your celery. Put it. It's like it's a spoon now. They wouldn't get it. I'm trying to be good to the kids.
Right? It's like those Lunchables. You have those little Lunchable crackers with that little plastic stick, but instead you could just get a Bloody Mary in Lunchables.
Everything in your
Scoop
Bloody
what's-
Mary should be edible. That's one of the rules.
Oh, everything you put in.
Yes. So if you've got a skewer, I better be able to eat that skewer. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's pretty streamlined of you.
Ooh.
Beef stick.
What is the most elaborate hairdo or hat you've ever donned?
Oh boy, I've seen a few. People always messing with me. They're trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm okay with it, but I also like to judge it. A full hamburger? That's nonsense, but I'm into it. I've had a full hamburger.
I've seen a chicken.
A whole chicken?
A whole rotisserie chicken.
I'm in for that.
House made, possibly?
I did once. There was a Bloody Mary. It was in Laguna Beach, and it was really thick, and they put like 3 shrimps and a piece of beet on the skewer. I was into that.
Sorry, a piece of beet?
Beets, like
Beet.
the fruit.
Vegetable?
What are beets? Hold on. Complete sidebar. What are beets?
Dr. Dre
It's a
beats by
root.
Dr. Dre.
It's a root. It's a root.
A root vegetable.
Shrimp and beets has never been a thing I've ever thought to
I know,
combine.
Perhaps a root tuber.
A tuber
Root tuber.
is not a tuber. I had to.
I know.
But my all-time favorite, my go-to. If you want to cheat with your Bloody Mary, if you want it to be fancy, but you don't got fancy ingredients, you only need one fancy ingredient, and that's bacon jam.
Bacon
Oh.
jam.
It's jam made from bacon.
I would never have guessed.
Yeah. And
From the name.
Yeah.
How could that possibly be?
I'm just sitting at guessing.
you just add it to your Bloody Mary, garnish with a stick of bacon. Maybe you eat it with bacon. Just bacon, you know? Bacon,
you
tomato
imagine-
juice.
So
Like a
that was
bacon straw?
that was your favorite like rendition of yourself?
I got a few. I got a lot. I really like myself, if it's not apparent.
So who are you? Who is Bloody Mary?
Okay, so I'm the Bloody Mary. I am 87 years old, still young, looking great. Thank you. Lots of myths. Some French bartender said I was invented in France. No. I was invented in New York. Or as they say, New York. I haven't decided. And I've just existed, kind of existentially. I don't know how to explain the spirits of inanimate objects to you people. It's kind of like Greek mythology. It's kind of just weird.
Have you always been in existence to the point where you can like interact with like us?
Oh no, that took 20, 30 years. I was behind this bar in New York just like I want to fucking talk to somebody, you know?
Were you just
Going
in a mix
crazy.
bottle?
Years of
Constantly. All right, I'm long past fermentation date. They just left me sealed. I used to be called a red snapper. Some moron tried to call me a bucket of blood. It wasn't finally until someone called me Bloody Mary that I was like, aha, that's me.
and
That's
said
who I
maybe
am.
that's where the myth came. Somebody said it 3 times or ordered 3 of them and you came alive.
Oh my God. I never thought of myself that way. If I was some sort of magical being. I just thought, I got lucky, you know?
To me, I feel like you're fairly magical. You're sitting here telling your story.
Well, great.
And you
I
spread
feel like you have an awful large family, too. You have a cousin, Bloody Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
that's
She's a little
true.
spicy.
She is. She's good. She's fun at parties.
it.
You have a pup too.
Yeah,
Salty
salty
dog.
dog. I got this cousin. I can't pronounce his name. He's Michelides. Micheladas.
It was Greek.
Nah, he's Mexican.
Oh,
Michelada.
oh, there it is.
Greek.
Michelides.
I didn't get that
It's a niche joke.
It was good.
for the Greeks out there.
You know, Greek humor.
That's funny, Matt. Oh my god.
I get 1 a month.
Now, not because I'm curious or anything, but what's a salty dog?
Am I thinking the right name?
The salty
yeah, salty
dog's
dog
the-
is Clamato, Salt Rim.
That's a great
Oh no,
with
Caesar.
salt.
Salty Caesar.
Oh, that might be it.
Oh.
That's it. Salty
Yeah, the dog's
Caesar.
the vodka, grapefruit,
Oh yeah,
salt.
salty dog is
Greyhound
The
with salt.
Greyhound with
Yeah,
salt.
that's right.
Sorry, my apologies. It's the salty Caesar, and
Oh.
it's Clamato, vodka, salt rim with all the accoutrement.
That's very well done.
I went to France. I could not say syllables.
I didn't go to France and I can still achieve it. What is
So,
it?
yeah.
Salty Caesar?
Salty Caesar. So yeah, that's one of your cousins, right?
Yeah, I mean, he sounds like me, but not as good. Like almost me. I don't know why, but sure, I can have a Roman cousin. That's fine.
Yeah. Seems like might have an attitude with all the saltiness.
We all do. We can't help it.
What is it that you want to tell listeners about you, Bloody Mary?
Okay. I'm so nervous. I didn't think I'd actually get here. 2 things. 1, Hemingway. I don't know if I mentioned this. I knew Hemingway.
Yeah, you called him a...
A fuckwit, I believe.
Whatever it was, he deserved it. He claimed that he named me. He was like, my friend Mary. And there's drinks after it. It's red, so it's bloody. No, I've always been Bloody Mary. I don't want Hemingway to have credit for anything. Even the books he wrote, which I refuse to read. He was a fuckwit.
Wow, you guys are real good friends.
He was lovely. Secondly, I wanted to talk to you guys about how I make myself. I know that's counterintuitive. I'm like, what, are you behind the bar just mixing drinks? I am. Don't think about it too hard. I'm the embodiment of a beverage. So here's how you make a Bloody Mary. Okay, all you need to know, you can make Bloody Marys however you want, but there's two things that I like. One, don't use regular salt. Use celery salt. Go over the top, put too much in there, piss off your friends with how salty it is. Celery salt in the drink, celery salt on the rim. That's what you do. Also, none of this Tabasco nonsense.
Ooh.
This is controversial.
Hold up.
I have ruined friendships. I have been asked, stop making Bloody Marys that way. I have been asked that before. I like sriracha.
Oh,
I put
California
sriracha in
style.
my Bloody Marys rather than Tabasco.
Hmm.
I know all the bartenders are silently judging me in front of their microphones.
Oh, not so silently.
And I know I said two things, but there's
more.
There's one thing I want to come clean about. One thing. I pulled a joke once in 1927. It was the greatest prank of my life. I told these Dumbos, years later, I repeated it to Hemingway, and he took it and ran with it. I was like, hey, you got a bad hangover? You know what would be great? More vodka, just disguised. And they bought it. So now people will drink me all times a day. It's the best.
You hoodwinked him.
You may be the most popular cocktail of all time, do I dare say? Bloody Mary?
That's... I don't know.
Can we
That's-
discuss that? Can we discuss? Yes?
We
Yay,
can.
nay?
Yeah.
Yay, nay?
I don't know. Yeah, yay!
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, she is right here. She is right here. Can you think of a more any time of day cocktail? Like that somebody would drink at any time of the day?
Me and Mimosa are good girlfriends, but
Yeah, but you don't drink mimosa ever at night. I've
That's
never
true.
had an order of a mimosa after like 10 o'clock at night.
true.
Or even like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's a good...
Can you think of any cocktail that somebody would order
So
at
the question is more popular throughout the day. The
Like,
most
the
popular,
most popular
any time of the day.
Any time of the day that somebody
Yeah.
will call by name.
And this is all going to be fact because we said it on the podcast.
Yeah, that's what we do. Facts. All facts. Fact.
I'm thinking of like a gimlet or something, but even then, that's not...
No, that they
yeah.
don't order, no one orders that in the
I mean,
morning.
to be fair,
In the
Ooh,
morning?
margarita is
Oh,
a pretty good one.
that's-
I wouldn't say
she's
it's
a
as-
pretty cool lady. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could get behind margarita. Also, just beer
But
and
more-
wine in general.
But
but
margarita
Yeah.
more popular than Bloody Mary for all-time day, anytime drink?
we're the two shameless drinks, her and I.
Have you ever
You have-
met Margarita?
Oh, plenty of times.
Friends with Maria, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's how.
Oh,
Met
that's
through-
how you're introduced?
Introduced ages ago. She went through this renaissance in Dallas when she got all blended. But still, I'm into it.
Margarita and Bloody Mary, they would make a good match.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you should. I don't know if you should go between the two. But if you're there like with a friend and you're like a Bloody Mary person and they're a margarita person, you probably get along.
Yeah, you can hang out.
Yeah, it's a good time. I want to be honest with you, and I want to be vulnerable for the audience. I'm a little jealous of Michelada because he's got like the kick of the Bloody Mary, but he's way easier to make. I hope people don't catch on. I hope they keep ordering me. But then he comes and he flirts with Margarita, and he's like, "Hey, baby," and she's like, "Oh, nice to see you again." And I'm like, "I'm right here," you know.
Oh, that sounds rough.
I mean, it's fine. Like Michelada, like he's not gonna be at like a your bar, is he? Is he at your bar, Mikki?
I was just sorry, I got lost in this like soap opera because I'm like, if I had Sir Michelada, I would. Yeah, after that, I don't think I'd give you a second thought.
I'm
Wow,
feeling
yeah.
this.
It's a progression. Yeah. I could go from you to him, give him. You know,
Oh boy, it's my worst. This is why I've been losing sleep at night.
Maybe we
I
should.
don't want to rank you, but
No, I get it. Now, to be fair, I think I am more delicious, and I am closer to being food than a drink than he
you are.
is.
You are.
But simplicity's sake, he's there for you. And also, You know, people like beer, and there's no beer in me because I'm a classy lady. Straight vodka, Hannies.
Well, I'm still focused on the Tabasco thing. That's still getting to me a little bit.
Let's talk about it because I've never really dug in on this. I just like the sriracha.
Well, but okay, so let me ask you this. I don't think sriracha's in your classic recipe.
It's not traditional,
so
not at all.
you've done a lot of changes through the years.
Personally, yeah.
So
I'm rediscovering myself.
This is the attire you like to wear at the moment.
Yes. It'll probably change.
I could roll with that. That's a good justification.
But yeah, you know, if you only have your Tabasco Bloody Marys, have a sriracha one. See what happens.
That's true. I haven't had a siracha Mary.
I am a Cholula fan.
Oh, I love Cholula.
Oh, completely unrelated. I'm into that.
Has anyone tried a Crystal? Like a Crystal hot sauce?
I'm worried someone's gonna show up with some apologies to South Carolina, like some South Carolina hot sauce, and be like, "This is how you make a Bloody Mary," and then I'll just have to kill myself.
Yeah, I don't think anyone ever puts Crystal in a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I just like that hot sauce, but I've never tried it.
Yeah, because you put that on everything. Eggs.
See, I'm Tabasco all the way, to be honest. Tabasco on everything. That.
What's your Crystal go-to?
I don't not enough. I don't know. I just every so often I'll put it on like potatoes or something like that, but that's my ketchup in a weird way. It's not often, but I do like it.
I think it's more affordable too.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's like
that's the kicker.
I think it's like 18 cents per ounce. I don't know.
Oh, fiscal responsibility.
For any irresponsible reason.
18 cents per ounce.
She's broken it down.
I know how to shop.
You look at the small price tag.
Yeah, no, that's how you shop.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that, right? Bloody Mary, you know this?
You're about to change my whole world.
And I'll tell you how I know this. Talk about world change. I was...
You know, the big issues. Like price per ounce.
It's true, though. I was in the grocery store and I was looking at the spice station, and I was trying to figure out what best spice to buy for like oregano or something. And you know, they all have different prices because of the bottle shape, but they're all oregano.
Did they have celery salt?
Yes, they have
good.
Yeah, I was looking for Bloody Mary mix, and I needed celery salt, oregano, you know, whatever you need for the Bloody Mary mix, and I couldn't decide which one to buy. And this random god came up to me and was like, "You know how to shop in a grocery store, right?" And I was like, "Who are you, sir?" And he goes, "You don't look at the price. You don't look at the sale price. You look at the tiny little price on the bottom right, and it breaks it down to per ounce, to per pound, to per sheet of toilet paper. And no matter whatever the sale price is or whatever they're trying to like make you buy, you can always tell exactly what is the cheapest thing by quantity per ounce, by the actual like weight."
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You look a little woozy there, Mary.
You're swaying a bit.
I gotta make sure I'm buying my vegetable juice appropriately. You know,
that's true.
It's a game changer.
Wow.
Talking about game changers.
Ooh, let's take the changer out of that
and play a game.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Does anyone want to split the rest of this bottle with me?
Yeah.
All three, everybody.
You brought your own vodka.
Constantly.
Do you just like fill yourself up all the time?
I do. I gotta top myself off regularly from the splashing, from the hopping.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But also personally, I am delicious.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's hard.
Self-sustaining.
Yes. Hold on, this might be a bad idea.
You sound pretty good.
That's me. That's me, guys.
Yes, didn't spill a topping either.
Okay. So game changer to the game.
Yeah, changing to that.
Game changer to game playing. We're going to go into rapid guess questions. And if you don't mind, would you both would like to participate?
Yes.
Yes?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. So basically how this game works is we are going to ask a question, and you are both going to answer the same question one after another as quickly as possible, because the whole point of it is it's rapid. So, shall we?
Hence the name.
Yes.
Missed it the first time.
Shall we?
Yeah, well, let's do it. What time do you wake up?
11.
Whenever.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
I mean, there's bread.
If you were a cocktail, what cocktail would you be?
Martini.
A michelada. I don't want to talk about it.
Donning a different
Shit's
cape.
fucked up.
If you were oh god, this question. If you were driving a train and there are 5 people on the track and you would kill those people, it's so really
Yes.
worded.
Is that the answer? Yes.
But you had a lever that would change the train to a different track, but that track had a blood-sucking monster that would kill you. Would you pull the lever?
No.
Mikki, I like you. That's the right answer. I'm too drunk to care anyway. You just 5 people and I'm still alive, I'll get over it.
Well, yeah, you have a heritage to keep up.
Exactly.
If a pot of gold does not exist at the end of the rainbow, then what is at the end of a rainbow?
Dragons.
Oh, nice.
A Bloody Mary, come on.
You're there.
It's me. Hi.
You're always at the end of the rainbow.
It's just very
How do
disorienting.
you get all over the place like that?
I gotta hook up with leprechauns, but that's a whole other wormhole we can't talk about right now.
That might be a whole nother show.
Yeah. When you stir a spirit-forward cocktail, what do you think about?
Ooh. Probably that. Ooh, don't you look nice? I can't wait till you're done.
It's like a
That's
little,
what I feel.
little direct eye contact. Like, how you doing?
I think for Bloody Mary, when you get stirred, what do you think about?
Oh,
no.
There might be
Weird.
children listening. I'm not comfortable.
There's no children. We have a 21 and older criteria.
You're a smart lady, that's why.
Do you see us in your nightmares?
No.
I mean, no. I can't say anything mean about the two of you.
I'm thinking of a mythological creature. What creature am I thinking of?
A centaur.
Hippogriff.
No.
2 good ones.
A man walks into a bar and go.
Hi, my name's Marty.
I don't have a better punchline than that. That's great. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna walk into a bar
And you say that?
just announce to everyone, "Hi, I'm Marty."
Oh my god. Oh boy. Okay. You just created a new cocktail. Now make up a name for it and go.
Ooh, the crutch bearer.
Oh, that's a good one.
Bloody Ruth. It's just me with gin because all the people named Ruth drink gin,
My grandmother's name was Ruth, and she did drink gin.
right?
Yeah.
My
Whoa.
boyfriend drinks gin because he's an old lady.
If you could only drink one cocktail for the rest of your life, what cocktail would it be?
I've answered this before, and I'm going to change it. Oh, cocktail. Martini. Yeah. I was going to say, I think wine. Wine would be nice.
There's so many nuances that you can get.
Yes.
Margarita.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right. This one's a little complicated. If to survive the apocalypse, you had to keep half of your body human, but fuse the other half of your body as a different animal to survive, what animal and what half?
I would keep my top half human because it would probably retain my human thinking brain on how to counteract and attack my enemies.
Oh, God.
And-
Now I want to know what the bottom is.
I'd probably do some kind of panther so I can climb trees but also run fast. And
Oh,
dig.
sweet.
Oh, Mikki, I'm into that. First of all, I get to be human, which is great. So I just think, because I've gotten good at hopping, just lower half, Bloody Mary, top half, human person with thumbs. Very exciting. Grabbing things for the first time.
That would be a game changer for you, I think.
It would change my whole world.
Oh, the places you'll go.
Hopping still.
A guest just told me a really bad joke. What's your laugh?
Oh, I give the stare.
Just dead
Especially
silence.
if it's very off color.
Good for you.
The dead stare.
She's staring at us.
Hold on.
It's the wall
Well, and we'll give
going up.
We'll give the awkward silence right now to counteract the dead stare.
Oof.
Ugh,
That was
man.
awkward.
Whew. I'm glad. I hope that they feel that.
I'm a sympathetic laugher. I laugh when a joke is bad, but I have mad respect for the people who just, your joke was bad. That's my favorite.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Think before you speak next time.
It's kind of like a it's short, but I did it because I don't know. I feel bad for them for telling a bad joke. Which maybe I shouldn't. They just
It's like enabling them.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
You're gonna hear another one.
No, damn it.
It's what Bloody Marys are for. Drink in the morning, kids. It's healthy.
Oh. All right. And finally, it's a 3-parter. Answer.
This gets less rapid as time goes on.
I know. Can you make me something good? What do you like to make? And do you have Red Bull?
Yes, I like to make all these drinks. That's why I put them on the menu. No, we don't have Red Bull, but I can milk a bull for you if you'd like.
It's an involved cocktail, if you know what I'm saying. Bull didn't like that.
Okay, so I can make a Bloody Mary. I prefer a Bloody Mary. And no, why you putting Red Bull in your? It's tomato soup and vodka. You're not in a rush. Take your time. Come on.
Yeah. No Red Bull and Bloody Mary. Come on now.
That has to have been done.
You know what? We've
I
got
wouldn't put it past
Worcestershire
people.
sauce and all sorts of stuff, but Red Bull is a step too far.
I love Worcestershire. It's so good.
I also like that in this country there's no unifying pronunciation of that word.
Worcestershire, just more fun to say.
I worked at a British pub for like a hot second, and they spent a good week trying to teach us how to say Worcestershire.
It's like a
And
brush
I
of
still
hair.
don't have it. Like, this is how hard this word is, unless you're like from like the British area, like Worcestershire. I don't know. I can't even remember. It was like a
Worcestershire?
week of freaking saying it too, and I
Well, you
still have no idea.
just ignore all the words in the middle and say Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a surprise. Worcestershire.
But boy, oh boy, you guys did a really good job. Better than the most.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry to all previous guests.
No, not sorry. Some of you guys suck at that.
Yeah, it was pretty rapid.
Yeah, that was like rapid guess questions at its best. I'm really impressed. So basically, going out of this, I want to go into plugs. Mikki, do you have anything you want to tell listeners? Things you're doing, where to find you, maybe your Instagram?
Come visit me at the Streamliner. We are at the Streamliner bar on Instagram. We are open from 4:47 to 2 a.m. every night. The reason 4:47, in case you have a 5 o'clock train, you can come in, have a quick martini, and not miss your train.
Love that.
We're located in Union Station in downtown LA. We have some snacks and we have great drinks, and most everything is under $10.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention the cocktail prices are amazing.
Oh boy, I'll be there
For
tonight.
LA, it's outrageous.
There's a few that are around like 10, 11, but most of them are under $10.
Yeah, that's awesome.
and
Dangerous
some
as
of the best cocktails you'll have in the city.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Thank you.
All right, and Bloody Mary, we heard all about you, but I would like you to plug as Billy.
Oh dear, I gotta break down this fourth wall real quick. All right, that was dumb. I'm not gonna be able to talk tomorrow. Hi, my name is Billy McCartney. I'm a stand-up comedian and an actor in Los Angeles.
Sweet.
But big deal. I host a show at the Ice House in Pasadena every 2 months. It's called Fa La 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 Land. Our next show is it's musical comedy, so that's why we've got
Hell yeah.
Fa La 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 Land. I host. Come say hello.
And then let listeners know how they can find your future shows too.
Oh,
if they can't make that
follow
one.
me. I love attention, guys. So follow me on Twitter, which is I'm so dumb. They're different. Twitter is Billy_MCC, and Instagram is Billy McCartney, all one word. And that's the 2 good ones. That's the ones I like to upload because they're on my phone and in my pocket and easy to use.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Billy, for coming in and working your magic.
Thanks for having me, kids.
Yeah. Oh, so if you have an amazing story and you want to tell us or maybe be a guest on TalkTales, go to our website at www.talktalesthepodcast.com. And on our homepage, you can submit your own stories via email at talktalesthepodcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely. And if you like our show, do us a solid. Subscribe, leave us a review, This is a DIY project, and all the love we get helps us grow. And if that love comes in the form of a charitable donation, you could share that love on our Patreon page, which you could find the link on our website, TalkTalesThePodcast.com, or on patreon.com/TalkTalesThePodcast. I also really want to thank our good friend Josh for composing our theme song. And thank you to my brother-in-law Grayson for creating our badass logo.
Yes, thank you. And you know what? Speaking of Patreon and support, we're a little more supported.
We are supportive in the biggest way ever. We got to do an awesome shout out. One of our amazing friends, Sarah Choi, donated to our Patreon, and we want to thank you so much, Sarah Choi. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really generous of you and generous contribution. So thank you very much, and we appreciate you listening and thinking of us and contributing to us.
Yeah, and we got a good, fun care package coming to you, and some fun things, and a video happening too. So
yeah,
look out for that, Sarah. We love you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you to our guests, and of course, all of us on TalkTales are above the legal drinking age and enjoy serving and drinking alcohol. We do so responsibly, though, and ask that you do the same. So please do not consume alcohol and drive, and consume responsibly.
And that's 100%. And, of course, thanks to Adele, our mixtress. You kick ass, take names, and we couldn't do this thing without you. You're the best of the best.
True story.
And I think it's that time that we go out of this bad boy with a cheers.
With a cheers. Let's do it. Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Cheers.
Woo.
Cheers.
Cheers.